All right, the single most important activity that you need to be good at in this business is executing an invite, and that's what we're going to cover today. Hey, what's up, my fearless networking friend, Todd Falcone? Welcome back to another episode. Today, we're going to talk about what is the most important activity by far, by a great landslide, that you need to be doing as a network marketer if you're going to build a team. This is the single most important thing that you ought to be doing every single day in order to be successful in this business. Now, if you're gathering customers, I'm talking about building a team, okay? If you're going to be building a team, which includes you gathering customers, okay, by the way, just so you know, if you're doing network marketing the right way, you need to have customers. It's not just a recruiting game. This is the way it is. Network marketing is a business model of moving goods and services from independent representatives to end user consumers. That's the name of the game. And it's done, the end user consumers find out about the goods and services through independent distributors. It ain't just recruit a bunch of distributors to get on auto ship, okay? That's not a game you want to be playing, okay? So each new distributor that you bring on is a pathway to new customers and new distributors who have customers. That's network marketing done the right way, okay? Now I got that out of the way. So today, let's talk about how to effectively execute an invite. How to do an invite the right way, okay? Versus the wrong way. And there are many wrong ways, and there are probably a few right ways, but we're gonna just make sure we're clear on it today. So again, this particular thing that I'm talking about today, inviting somebody to take a look. This is like the rubber meet the road spot. This is the game that we play. You can do all the other stuff, and you can look fancy on Facebook and amazing on Instagram, and you could have your funny TikTok videos and all of those. Those are great things to do from a lead generation standpoint, an attention grabbing standpoint. But at some point, you got to reach out to these people and say, hey man, I appreciate you watching my video, and invite them. Now, I've had many people do this, but there's one guy in particular who's so funny. He's like, joins my business, and this is the wrong way, by the way. He's like, I think, Todd, I'm going to go out there and I'm just going to kind of put my feelers out there in the market and see if people might respond, see how the market responds to it. Now, this is a company that I was with for a long time that was doing, many years of being successful, proven in the marketplace. Product was proven in the marketplace. The company was rocking, and he's got to go prove it to the marketplace. Find out put his feelers out and see, if people are going to respond favorably. And I told him, look, man, if you go out like that, you're not going to be met with favorable responses. It's not going to work for you. And I said, don't do it. And yet, he did it, and he basically went out and go, oh yeah, I'm checking out this company. They got this product that does this. Do you think would you ever do anything like that? Of course no, of course not. No. So he never did the business, and I knew that the guy was never going to do the business based on the fact that he just ignored what I said to him. This guy had never made money in network marketing, had no experience in it. At the time, I think I probably had 15 years of network marketing experience, and I was like, dude, don't do that. It's not going to work for you. But he did it anyway, and of course, he never really launched. That's one wrong way. I think the other thing, the main part of my message that I want to impart upon you is, when it comes to executing an effective invite, is this. People aren't going to follow you if they feel like you're half in and half out. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be part-time. In fact, most people in this business are part-time when they get started. But you can't be meandering, you can't be lukewarm, you can't be, I'm kind of doing this thing a little bit, I'm checking it out, non-committal. Nobody wants to follow somebody who isn't committed. You could be full on committed and be in and doing the business a couple hours a week. It doesn't mean that you're not fully committed. Maybe that's just all the time that you can possibly squeeze out of your incredibly busy schedule to get going, and that's better than nothing. But to communicate in a way that tells the person that you're talking to that you're putting your feelers out, checking it out, messing around, doing this, thing, like that just doesn't, nobody wants to follow that. So whatever you do, however many hours you're committing on a weekly basis to your business, you've got to communicate in a way where your prospect feels like you're in, man. I'm doing this thing until, dude, this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm going. You can come with me or not, but this is the go. I'm going either way. I'm not saying you say that. You could, but they need to feel that. So they're way more likely to take a look from your invite because they feel like you're onto something. The other thing, and I did this skit on stage like last week or a couple weeks ago, and the book Enthusiasm Makes the Difference, which is a beautiful book. If you've never read it, it's a great book. It's a classic read. It should be in my opinion, in anybody who's involved in network marketing, that book should be in your library. It's one of those mandatory reads, and it's an oldie but a goodie. And just think about the title. Enthusiasm makes the difference. If you can't show your passion, your fire, your conviction, your excitement, your enthusiasm for what you're doing, you're not going to be as effective as inviting as you could be by a landslide. So, like the example I gave on stage was, and I'm not going to fully do this thing because it's not the same as when I'm standing on the platform, but it's like this guy goes out and he's like, joins a business, and he calls his friend, hey Bob, this is Todd. And he's like, hey Todd, what's going on? And he goes, oh man Bob, I'm so excited. Golly, I found this really amazing thing that's, I'm really excited about, that's gonna make a lot of money for me. And gosh, Bob, I've never seen quite anything so thrilling in my entire life that I'm jumping out of my seat. It's so good. I mean, even as I'm doing that, it's like, that's so pathetic, right? And Bob's got to be like, dude, tell your face, tell your vocal cords, tell your body, it doesn't sound to me at all like you're excited about what you're doing. Like, there's nothing about what you're doing here that sounds even close to excited. So maybe you ought to change your tone, bro. So, the opposite of that is, hey, and I'm not saying you need to do this, but like if I called you up and I said, Bob, I'm like, ring, good afternoon, this is Bob, Todd Falcone, what's up? He's like, what's going on, man? Bro, what are you in front of your computer right now? He's like, no. I'm like, look, get in front of your computer. You need to see this. This is going to blow your freaking mind. Dude, 10 minutes. You need to spend 10 minutes taking a look. I can barely even talk right now because I'm so jacked out of my mind about dude, get in front of your computer. Are you there? Dude, stop whatever you're doing. Get in front of your computer. Get there now. Pull out your phone, open up your web browser. You need to look at this. Get on this website, www.toddfalcone.com. Let's say, whatever your website is for, your video presentation. Are you there? I'm there. Okay, cool. Watch that video. It's 10 minutes. It's all 10 minutes. Watch it. I'm calling you back in 11 minutes. Watch it right now. And again, I'm not saying you need to do it exactly like that, but can you see the total difference between the two? One's just hum, drum, blah, blah, blah. And the other one's just like, dude, what's Falcone on? Like, what's gotten into him? Like, why is he so jacked out of his mind? Why is he so, I'm curious why he's so fired up. And I could know nothing. Like, I'm like newbie, brand new. I don't even know. I couldn't begin to explain comp plans, product. I don't even know that's network marketing hardly. And the guy's just like, this is like, what was that, enthusiasm is good, right? It's the fire. Like, what is it? Now? I can't believe I'm going to miss the phrase right now. I can't even, enthusiasm. Oh, ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. I almost couldn't even find it there. My brain wasn't working. Ignorance on fire. Like you could know nothing, but you're just so fired up about what you looked at and you put the potential that exists, and you don't even know what it is, and you have no clue. You just think it's really cool. And the person's just like, oh my gosh, what's got you so lit up? And they're going to go look at it because of the energy, because of the enthusiasm. And I've seen and I've had multiple people that I've worked with. In fact, I had a woman that I worked with, my very first network marketing company, who was, she just wasn't very smart, okay? And that's cool. I'm not saying I'm the smartest guy around, because I know I'm not. I'm not stupid, but I'm definitely not the smartest dude. But she was not really, really super smart. But she was an amazing human being, and she had so much passion and so much fire and so much happiness and so much just infectious, enthusiastic energy that everybody she talked to would go take a look. They were just like, I just want to, can you rub some of that on me? I want some of what you got. And she killed it in the business, and she couldn't even begin to explain the compensation plan. Not even begin to explain the compensation plan. All I don't know, I talk to people, and, they send me a check every month, and the check keeps getting bigger and bigger, and I just, that's how she was. And I'm not saying you want to be lacking knowledge. You want to be knowledgeable, but again, I would say for sure, ignorance on fire is certainly way better than knowledge on ice. I think that's one of those phrases that I can go, yeah, I can vibe with that. That's one of those things that's said over and over again, like a broken record, that, okay, I can dig that one, because I believe that to be absolutely true. It's true. So when it comes to executing an invite, it's definitely, it's way more of how you say it than what you say. Way more. So if you got, and I'm not saying don't know what to say, like you should be able to put the words together. That's why we have scripts. That's why we have things that we can put in our mouth to be able to share information. Like, in fact, like my script book, like I wrote a book called The Little Black Book of Scripts, like, I don't even know how many years ago, 18 years ago. I just rewrote the entire script book. Most people don't even know this yet because we barely promoted it, which is now called The Definitive Guide to Compelling Conversations in Scripts and Network Marketing. I'll make sure my assistant puts a link in this particular post so you can see that. And what it does is it puts the words in your mouth so you have the right semblance of a conversation, because a new person in this business, they don't know what to say. They don't. They're just like, okay. In fact, the first couple questions that in their mind, maybe out loud, are like, hey, this is really cool. This makes sense to me, but who do I talk to and what do I say? Those are like literally like the first few words out of somebody's mouth. If they're leaning in and they're going to get started, like, hey, this all makes sense to me. This like, or it kind of makes sense at least, but I can see it. It makes enough sense for me to go, I want to do this. But how do we do this? Who do I talk to? What do I say? How do we go about building this business? And that's why we have scripts. So scripts are important, or the words, the framework of a conversation is important, because you don't want to insult somebody. And, there's no script that says, hey, John, you're a stupid idiot. I don't like you. You're a meanie. Do you want to look at my business? That's clearly that's the wrong words, right? But being given, framework of a conversation, say, hey, John, listen, I just found something. I'm super excited about it. I'd love to show you what I'm up to. I'm all in on this thing, man. You need to take a look at this. If I sent you this video, when would you spend 10 minutes today and watch this video? Well, that's a decent framework of a conversation there, that if you give to somebody and they can deliver it with passion, with conviction, with enthusiasm, and they can do it in a way where it at least sounds conversational. Because I did this on stage the other day too. It was like, and I did it one time like almost 20 years ago. I was like on stage, I was talking about scripts, and you don't want to be the person that's looking at a script for the first time. And you're like, hi, my name is Todd Falcone. I'm calling you because your name was refereed to me. That's just mechanical, right? So somebody who just doesn't know what they're saying because they've never read the script before. So that's why I say, like, if you have like a basic approach script or an invite script, read it, reread it, practice it. Make sure you get to a point where it's just like one of my favorite all-time questions. Look, do you at all keep your options open in terms of making money outside of what you're currently doing as a blank professional? That doesn't sound scripted, but that's on a script in my recruiting professionals training program. It's also in the definitive guide. But if you've done it over and over and over and over again, it's going to sound conversational. It's going to sound real. And then if you can deliver it with conviction, passion, fire, enthusiasm, you don't have to be like crazy, off the charts where people are like, dude, chill out. But it's so much better than, hi, Bob, I'm so excited. This is such an amazing opportunity that I can't help but do backflips in my front yard. Wow, golly, I'm so thrilled. I mean, I know I'm kind of being a jokester, but the low energy, the high energy, favor the high end. And people need to know that you're in. Again, they need to know that you have this degree of focus, that regardless of whether you're 1 hour a week, 20 hours a week, 100 hours a week, you're in and you're going. This is not something you're checking out, you're thinking about, you're trying. All that language needs to go away when you're executing an invite. So again, it doesn't need to be a long one today, but if you want to be good at executing an invite, first and foremost, it's the passion, it's the fire, it's the energy. It is definitely what you say. So I'll make sure I have my assistant put a link to the definitive guide if you have not had a chance. I did a full-blown rewrite on the Little Black Book of Scripts. It is absolutely amazing. You'll love it. And it's updated for all the stuff we do online, and it's good. I spent months and months and months completely rewriting that book, so you can get access to it. So yes, that is the message for the day. Hey, so if you're on my YouTube channel, appreciate my YouTubers. If you're on my podcast, thank you as well. I love people just plugging in. All the details on this episode, at the definitive guide, other things right here, toddfalcone.com/episode 266. That's TODDFALCONE.com/episode 266. We'll see you next time.